What is up, y'all? Welcome back to Don't Quote Us Sports, the podcast where the takes are bold, the stats are questionable, and the accountability is non existent. In this episode, AJ and I dive into one of the wildest weeks in sports and pop culture, from Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's headline grabbing engagement to college football's chaotic return with Farmageddon in Dublin. You'll hear passionate debates about officiating blunders, Big 12 playoff chaos, and why Arch Manning has Texas fans fired up. Plus, the guys break down the NFC South, including whether Baker can keep the Bucs rolling, if Michael Penix can really lead the Falcons, and why Bryce Young might finally have weapons to shine in Carolina. It's unfiltered sports talk with humor, strong opinions, and just enough chaos to keep you guessing. That's Don't Quote Us Sports. What is up, and welcome back to Don't Quote Us Sports. It is Wednesday, August 27th, and Herb, we got some big news in the sports world breaking this afternoon.
Dude, listen, this whole week, 2 weeks since we've been back has been a fucking mess. But today's headline, listen, I don't, hold
love
on,
is in the air.
Don't say it yet, but here's what I do want to say, okay? Stop putting it on your Instagram story and being like, oh my God, my bestie got engaged. She's not your bestie, all right? I respect the Swifties. I love what T Swift is doing, okay? Go, girl. I get it. Do it, lady, all right? I don't care. But what I hate is seeing people who I know on a personal level reposting that like it's their friend. It's blowing my mind.
You couldn't even drop what the news was before getting all antsy about it.
I'm sorry, dude. Somebody had to say it. Go ahead. I mean, tell them now.
So for those who somehow are living under a rock or not aware of the news,
they might not be on planet Earth. If we're being honest,
it's everywhere right now. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift officially engaged, and that's on me. I should have had my wife up here because she had some questions that she wants asked. Or answered. She wants answered.
About what?
Specifically, was this actually recent, or have they actually been secretly engaged for a while now?
Listen, whether it was today or yesterday or 2 months ago, there's no hiding that rock. Did you see that thing?
No, I didn't.
It is the Madison Square Garden New York Rangers ice skating rink, the rink in which they play hockey. It's equivalent to about that size.
Oh, okay? So it's like a Super Bowl ring.
It might be bigger. And I did see a figure that the estimated value, a cool $1 million.
That's
casual.
It?
What do you mean that's it?
I mean, Travis Kelce, come on, you're getting engaged to one of the most famous, richest women in the world. You can only drop $1 million on her? Come on. She spends that in jet fuel for her 45-minute flight from San Diego to LA.
If you think that flight's 45 minutes, you're laughing, okay? But anyway, yeah, $1 million on an engagement ring. If the engagement ring cost $1 million, what do you think that wedding's going to run?
If I'm not mistaken, though, I'm pretty sure they say you're supposed to a man's supposed to spend 3 months' salary on an engagement ring, and I know for a damn fact that Travis Kelce's bringing in more than $1 million in 3 months. So, see, I'm telling you, he's slacking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a ring that exists in the world that we live in where that ring doesn't exist. The limit does not exist. Okay, it's just. That's nuts. That wedding's going to be insane.
So then the real question is, does she hyphenate it?
Oh, no. It is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. There's no...
It's not going to be Taylor Swift Kelce?
No. Why would it be? If anything, he should take her last name. Let's be honest.
Hey, maybe. Speaking into existence.
I mean, here's the sporting side of it, okay? I think this signals that this is it for Travis Kelce. I think I don't blame him. He's going out on top. He's going out as arguably the best tight end of all time, second in my opinion, but that's just me. I think this signals the end.
You know what I also think it signals? That it's almost a foregone conclusion that Taylor Swift will be performing at the Super Bowl this year. I don't know. I don't know how those relate, but
I'm glad you
all the
brought it
flags are
up.
there. All the
I'm
flags
glad
are
you
there.
brought it up because listen, I want to talk about a missed opportunity in last year's halftime Super Bowl. Okay, this didn't exist last year, so I'll give us a pass for not saying it then. But the fact that Blank Space with Taylor Swift and Kendrick Lamar wasn't played is a fucking missed opportunity. Her first year she could perform because it wasn't the Pepsi halftime show anymore. We missed the opportunity. Now,
It's okay.
I think
I think Kendrick made up for it with Not Like Us.
I mean, yeah, he had Serena Kripp walking out there on him. I mean, there's that. No, but I truly think I think the NFL and Taylor will wait until he's retired because what you don't want from like a media standpoint is I guess the media would love it, but it could be conflicting of Travis is playing in the game and Taylor's prepping for halftime. And this distraction and all this and that. So I think they wait. She'll play halftime at some point, but I think they wait until he's out of the league.
I don't know. I don't know if you got big into like the conspiracy theories after she was on their podcast a couple weeks ago. I guess there are some people deep in Reddit, like reading super deep into like and everything in that episode. Like the way she was like tapping on his shoulders, they were like deciphering it as Morse code type of thing. And, dude, it was wild.
I don't know
Conclusion that they came
deep.
the conclusion that they came to is she is performing at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Now a bunch of Reddit trolls or Morse code experts?
No, the Swifties on Reddit, they're deep in their bag.
I guess, man. I don't think it's that deep. I mean, I think it's two crazy kids in love. That's why does it have to be more than that? Why?
I'm just glad Travis could find some love, but
yeah, and I mean, hey, Taylor too, I guess, right? I did see somebody tweeted out that the divorce album is going to be the worst thing in the world. Like,
dude, I was just gonna say, with how some of her other songs about ex-boyfriends have been received and how popular they've become, I can only imagine the scorched earth she would leave behind if that was to happen.
Now, I would do want to say, in case any Swifties get a hold of this, we're rooting for T Swift. We're rooting for Travis and Taylor, I think.
We're rooting for love.
Yes. We're not saying it's, but if it does.
It's going to make for great music.
But if it does, there are Grammys coming. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
It was just like when Chance and his wife got divorced. He actually got back to making good music again.
Dude, that kind of hurt me, to be honest. We can't get into that. But that one.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. But I agree, but it hurt. That hurt that it's better now, and we wish. Hey, shout out Chance the Rapper.
Yeah. So on the flip side of that joyful, great news, unfortunately, not so great news. My car got broken into last week. Not fun.
At the house?
Yeah, right in my driveway. Not fun. I will say.
What do you mean?
I will say. I will preface this by saying it is. I will take 100% accountability because I left my car unlocked. But I also figured. Well,
hold on.
I also figured I was in a safe enough part of town. I'm like 25 miles away from Charlotte.
Hey, I thought I was okay. Your car didn't get broken into. Somebody sees an opportunity that you open the door for, metaphorically and literally. Okay. So,
do you want to know the worst part? Because I didn't have anything like valuable inside.
They took your sunglasses for sure.
Don't even have those. I lose every single pair that I have. I don't even own a pair. So they went through my glove box, which is just a bunch of my paperwork and whatnot. But within my truck, the center console, when you open up the center console, there is a tray that is attached to the center console where you can put your coins in, like store your coins and whatnot. And it was filled with coins, like 10, 10 plus bucks probably at least. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hey, rent's doing the first, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Instead of just taking the change, they took the entire tray out of my console.
Oh, they just.
Yes. Like, I'm not even mad that they took the $10 and change. It's the fact that they went through all that work to take the entire tray out.
Dude, that's like breaking up with your girlfriend and stealing all the backs of her earrings before you leave. Like, it's disrespectful. I'm not even mad about the money. It's fucking disrespectful. Like, you could have had the change.
So, yeah, not fun.
What a week.
Valuable lesson learned on that one.
Yeah, lock your car, please. You're an adult.
Naive. I'm a naive adult.
My key fob doesn't even work, and I lock my car.
I'm still learning.
I'm
only 28. I've only been doing this for so long.
Only 28, Lord Jesus. God.
But okay.
Hey, let's talk about sports.
Where do we want to start? I think we gotta start college football because football officially is back. Week 0 kicked off, and boy, we kind of had a doozy in that first game. Had a little bit of everything, in my opinion.
It was a fun first Saturday across the board.
Game that I'm referring to, Iowa State, Kansas State, Farmageddon, taking place in Dublin, Ireland. Which I have to say, if I was to play a game in Europe, for some reason I really think I would want to play in Dublin.
Yeah, yeah. I think Munich would be dope, but just because the stadium's pretty cool. But yeah, Dublin.
Do you think for those guys, they get at least one day where they can go out and like have a couple Guinnesses or something?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the travel schedules are.
So when I was playing college football, we won the conference title down in Jacksonville. And immediately after the game, after we got done celebrating on the beach, go back to the hotel, shower, and it's booze 30. Like immediate. So yeah, absolutely. Plus they had like those dudes got a cultural immersion, I would guess. Like they had things to do, kind of like a bowl week. You know, there were media things. They had different things to go see around town and do photo ops. Like they had all that stuff for sure. Dude, as for the game though, you're right. Like that was a really, really fun game in a mud bowl, it seemed like.
I will say it only was a perfect, super fitting for it to be the first game and have so much shit go wrong within the first quarter. Like, they start the game off, and they blew off so many fucking, smoke things during the introductions. Smoke bombs. That it lingered almost the entire first quarter to the point where, the rain was pretty bad for the first, quarter or two. It resulted in the punt returner for Kansas State just absolutely missing the ball because he couldn't see it.
He's looking up into a forest fire.
And then Iowa State immediately fumbles it back on the goal line of that drive. But good. It was a good game. I will say I don't know if I'm a fan of conference games being in week 0. That one, it just seems mean. It seemed very mean. Like that was a very important. That's going to be a very important game in terms of Big 12 title implications later.
Yeah, especially for the 2 favorited teams to win the Big 12 this year.
2 of the top 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean they're both teams are way up there.
I know Kansas State's favored to win.
Yeah, and I would guess Iowa State was 2 or 3. I mean they're not far behind. Yeah, I get it. You know, in those games, like home field advantage is a thing. So, K-State was the away team?
No, I think they were.
It was a home team? So not a disadvantage for Iowa State, but now like you are a little bit off kilter in home at home.
It makes every game so much more important now.
Yeah, and normally we see the Chick-fil-A where it's a neutral site. It's just 2 top 10 teams or top 25 teams. Don't know why they didn't do that, but I wasn't necessarily mad about it. Like, hey, Big 12 football's back already, baby.
Yeah. I will say Iowa State needs to keep those helmets full time. the Cyclones in script across the side was such a clean look.
I'll give Iowa State credit in the uniform game. They do very well in the uniform
I
game.
was drooling looking over like I had seen them like leading up to the game, but actually seeing them on the players on the field, were so pretty.
Yeah. I give them a lot of credit.
But can we admit? I don't know how closely you watched the game, but can you admit
Close.
Avery Johnson got that first down in the fourth quarter on that 4th and 1? The fact that they did not have the fact that we are in 2025 and we still do not have all the necessary camera angles to determine whether or not a player got a first down is beyond me.
See, and I'm still kind of a purist in the sense like I think what's ruined baseball is the fact that you and I can sit on our couch and watch the strike down zone down to a millimeter. So like, I get it. We got to get the calls right. But there's almost a purity in like referees are going to make mistakes in the game. Like you got to overcome that to a point. Because if there were no replay or video review, we'd be sitting here talking about like that ref's getting paid under the table. Like there's no question about that.
I'm just thinking,
but yeah,
logistically, how do you not have a camera right down the line? Here's the first down marker. Why is there not a?
Do they not have the camera in college in the first down marker? Because they definitely do in the NFL.
They did it for this game because that would have solved all problems. But from the couch watching it, that looked like an absolutely horrific placement of the ball, and immediately resulted in Iowa State running out the clock.
Yeah.
I will say it was a gamble to go for it in general. You very easily could have kicked it and probably gotten the ball back.
Probably got the ball back.
Although Hansen was starting to turn up in the fourth quarter.
And they were also in a terrible position timeout wise. Like they did not manage their timeouts in the second half very well.
Yeah. So I guess I get it, but man, tough to go out if I'm a K-State fan. I'm not taking that one lightly. I feel like I got that stolen for me. There's an asterisk on that game for me.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying there. At the end of the day, you got to win the fucking football game. You know what I mean? And their penalties and their turnovers, their penalties killed them. And that kind of bit them in the ass, if I remember, last season late. Was these penalties and these big turnovers, like when you got to have the first, all of a sudden we're turning the ball over. So K-State, I think, is going to be fine in Big 12 play. I don't think it's a playoff team. Again, we're one game in, but you're showing a lot of the errors that you had at the end of last year already again this year. So a lot of that's coaching too. I do. Go ahead.
All I know is it's a crapshoot. I think there are maybe 6+ teams that could come out of the Big 12 and win that conference this year.
Yeah, for sure.
I would not be surprised. Just like last year. Last year was a whirlwind of emotions for those teams. I think it's going to be the same exact thing this year. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, and I don't think the top two teams have separated themselves far enough from the rest of the pack in the Big 12.
I mean, no, the top 4 teams.
And real quick.
Throw them into the hat. Shoot.
Kind of. I have a critique. Now, I don't want to call it a damnation, but it's an issue with this game for me.
Okay.
I will praise Iowa State. Great win. I like Iowa State this year. I think Rocco Becht is going to do something good. I think he showed that, I don't need Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. Like, I'm good. I'm a quarterback. Still, I think he should be in the conversation of Heisman this early. Sure, why not? It's fun. Iowa State missed the playoffs last year after a bad Big 12 game, right? Yeah. So going into this year, you have to, in my opinion, if I'm Matt Campbell, you have to think about, I'm going to do everything of every minute of every game to make sure that we get back, that there isn't a question of if we're a playoff team. How do you do that? You either win your conference, the Big 12, which I think they can do, or you have enough dominating wins along the way, and you're sitting double-digit wins, and instead of a 3-point squeak by against number 17 K-State, you could have gone up and said, we beat them by 10 in a neutral site, overseas, tough conditions, and we went out there and did that. So my critique is Matt Campbell punched that touchdown in. They had no timeouts. There's a minute 30 left. Even if they go down and score, you're down to 30, 40 seconds. They got to get the onside. They still have no timeouts. Like if you're Iowa State, you have to punish people this year to make sure that there's no question on whether or not you're getting in, whether you win the Big 12 or not.
I don't know. I'll take the opposite approach on that one, or opinion on that one. I think a win's a win. In the eyes of the beholders, committee members have overlooked far worse things when it comes to picking playoff teams, whether or not they're blowing teams out every single week or not. They just matter of how many losses are in the loss column.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, with the volatility of the committee and just nobody really knowing what the fuck they're going to do, like I feel like if you're Iowa State, we have to take all question out of it. You do that by winning the Big 12. This is an insurance policy along the way.
You know what the biggest storyline from that game is, though? And it didn't even occur on the field.
What's that?
It was the fact that Avery Johnson, the starting quarterback's dad, and his brother got into a fight, a fist fight after the game. I don't know what the reasoning behind it was, but how odd was that?
Yeah, dude, they were rolling around on the ground.
Like,
I think a bird just hit my window. Sorry.
do you need to go save it?
No, it's on the outside. That's its domain. I'm on the inside. This is my domain. That's your issue out there.
This is my dojo.
Yeah, sorry. But no, hey, I feel bad for Avery Johnson because, I mean, kid went out there, played hard. Yeah, he made some mistakes, but I don't think he looked god-awful. You're going to, as the quarterback, this Heisman hopeful, you're going to have to answer for that loss. And meanwhile, your brother and dad are fighting each other in the parking lot, and you have to answer for that instead. Not fair to Avery at all. At all.
No.
I don't get that. And again, I haven't seen any details about why they were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if an Iowa State person was running their mouth and the younger brother was trying to, like, what's up? And dad was like, nope. And then transit property, I'm fighting my dad.
And dad decides to start throwing punches at his son. That seems like a stretch, but
hey,
I don't know.
Hey, square up now.
Other game. Is it too soon to get my hopes up or not get my hopes up, but am I getting ahead of myself by thinking that Jalen Daniels has a legitimate opportunity to win the Heisman this season?
To win it?
Yes.
No, I think he certainly can be and will be in the conversation at some point. He's got a lot of Jalen Milroe in him. Not as big, not as physical, but the speed's there, the agility's there, and that arm is a nuke.
See, I think the thing with him, at least the past couple of seasons, was always the fact that he just couldn't stay healthy, you know? If he can stay healthy and Kansas can win enough games, dude, I feel like there's a chance. Like, it's going to be like when Lamar or Jaden Daniels won.
Yeah.
Their teams had only won like 8 or 9 games, I think it was. I feel like
he's going to have to.
And with the Big 12 being as wide open as it is, they could potentially do it. I don't know.
The kid is nice to watch. Like, he's fun to watch. Like, KU, you've got a gem. I'm not saying build the statue, but hey, I want to draw some blueprints up of this kid. I do like that kid a lot. Fresno kind of made that a game for a little bit.
You mean after the first drive?
Yep.
And they got outscored 24-0 the rest of the game?
Yeah. I try to be soft. There's a former Drake Bulldog. Shout out Finn Claypool. Transferred over there. Jimmy Nelson was coaching there for a while, a guy I played with. So shout out to I'm trying to be nice to Fresno right here, dude.
Sorry. You had to give me forewarning on one of those. I could have backed you up.
You're good. But I don't know anything to Fresno.
How long did it take you to realize that Kurt Warner's son was the starting quarterback?
At Fresno? I knew that, surprisingly. Transferred up from North Texas.
It was Rice, I thought, wasn't it?
Was it Rice? I knew it was one of the two. Same
I think,
conference, both in
I think,
Texas.
I think he went from Temple to Rice and now Fresno State. If I'm
Yeah,
not
but
mistaken.
I follow Fresno because of the Drake connection there. So yeah, I did have an idea. Kid's got a long way to go.
Yeah, he doesn't have much time left to do it either.
Nope, no, he doesn't. But hey, he played in the shadow of his father. Good for you, kid. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and shit on EJ Warner,
Yeah,
but
I
hey,
was gonna,
make better decisions, okay? Because I don't know what you were looking at, EJ. I have
right.
no clue. I have no clue. Hey, there is one more game.
Yep, there is one more game. Take it.
The Hawaii Stanford game. Did you catch that?
Bits and pieces of it.
I was like,
First,
dude,
before we get too deep into it, correct me if I'm wrong. That game was supposed to be Hawaii versus Delaware State, was it not?
no, I think that was last year, and Delaware State was having a problem getting out there, wasn't it?
I could have sworn it was supposed to be
Because
this year.
I'm fairly certain that Stanford Hawaii is a rivalry of sorts.
Is it really?
Yeah,
This is news to me.
Well, they both recruit the exact same recruiting base.
Trying to see if I can find it. It doesn't look like it.
Here's a stat I'm going to throw at you though for that game.
Yeah.
Okay. And I hope I read this correctly. Hawaii in their last 8 home openers is 8-0 against the spread.
That would have been a nice tidbit to share before
the
game.
I had no clue. I read it this morning and I was like, well, all right. Okay. Shout out Hawaii though, dude. Those unis were looking nice.
Dude, those helmets with the islands on it, clean.
Bro, I've always been a little closet fan of Hawaii and what they got going on. And that's
I just remember the Cole Brennan days.
Shout out Cole Brennan, rest in peace, my friend.
Dude, making Hawaii relevant, crazy. 2 straight years of going to winning 10+ games, crazy.
Yeah,
and the home field advantage they must get too.
Dude, when they were playing at Aloha Stadium, oh my god, that they would sell that place would be packed.
Yeah, could you imagine a playoff game somehow happening at Hawaii?
Welcome to Honolulu, Hawaii, baby.
That's just gonna be crazy.
Real quick, so with the Cole Brennan thing, and this is probably not a PC thing to say now. This is not my words. It's what they call themselves. There's an ESPN short on it, but they were doing an interview with Colt Brennan and his receivers, and when Colt Brennan had the dyed Hawaiian Islands in his hair, you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you know what they called their wide receiver group? Like what they nicknamed themselves?
No.
The Dreadheads. There were 7 dudes that played, and they all had dreadlocks, down to their ass. You couldn't tell which one was which back then. Colt was just, I don't know who's down there. It's one of them. But they call themselves the Dreadheads, and 7 dudes all with dreads in the same receiver room. That's kind of sick. Shout out nicknames.
You were really foreshadowing. I was expecting something a lot worse than that.
No, that's a liability claim right there. That's an in case. All right.
But we have to mention it just like every other sports podcast out there and sports network. That dude on Stanford that got the 15-yard penalty for aura farming on the field. You want to know what makes it worse? I found out he is a 7th-year senior.
Oh, so he's 25, 27.
And guess where he transferred from? Yale. You would think this kid had a brain.
I tell you what, he doesn't have rhythm.
What is going... that celebration went on for a good 15 seconds.
That would be such a sick celebration if it wasn't just the stiffest white dude you'd ever seen trying to... I mean, no rhythm, no hips, no nothing. I mean, it's just... If you're going to do that, do me a favor, commit. So I'm hoping some of the boys from the SEC see that and go, we'll take it from here. Give me somebody who can actually move, who can actually give me a little, just, it was bad.
Yeah, but tough kickoff to the Andrew Luck and Frank Reich era there in Stanford. Not a game I'm sure they were expecting to lose.
No, but I think if you're Stanford, expectations need to be extremely low.
Haven't they been extremely low for a minute now?
No, I think they held on to hope a little too long, to be honest with you.
I thought the last 2 or 3 years of David Shaw were just shit.
And they were holding on to hope, like they were treating him like Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Type of thing. I think they're going to be fine. I think Andrew Luck has a good idea of what he wants to get done. It's going to take time. It's going to take recruiting. It's going to take investor dollars. They know that. It can't be done in 4 months. Just trend in the right direction.
But the real question is, can Andrew Luck figure it out if he can't figure out where to sit? Did you see the video of him pregame? He was bouncing around that stadium. He must have touched every section of that stadium at some point during that day.
He's a genius. Was he going around kissing babies, shaking hands?
It felt like it.
Yeah, you know why? Dollars, baby. That is a CEO at work, right there.
I don't think Stanford's struggling that much for money.
I bet you. Listen, in today's market, I don't think they're able to pay a 4 or 5 star $1 million to go play there.
I'm sure they could. I'm sure there's some tech people that came out of Stanford that are like Cuban does with Indiana, just throwing money at them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that in this endless game of NIL, you have to secure as much money as humanly possible. When guys like Bryce Underwood are getting $10 million a year,
who's he trying to get to donate on a road game?
Listen, if there were Stanford fans there, they've got the money to go to Hawaii on a random weekend in August. Mm-hmm. He's working, bro. That's what that is.
But all I know is my beak has completely been they wet the beak just enough. All I've had on my mind the last 2 days, Ohio State, Texas, Saturday at the shoe. Oh, I am wet. I am hot and heavy thinking of this game.
Pause. I'm going to give you my bold take right now. Right off the rip. I want everybody to know it.
Okay, hit it. Oh,
Texas minus 9.5.
Yeah, I was going to say classic coming from a Michigan fan.
No
bias. No bias, though.
Well, no, I would never bet on Ohio State. Ever. Ever. What I will say is Julian Sayin is unproven, and Texas may have one of the best defenses in the country this year.
You know how Ohio State really shot themselves in the foot before this game even started?
What did they do?
Banning Dave Portnoy from going to the game.
I heard that was bullshit.
He's going to be there for
total bullshit.
They said because for those that don't know, Barstool signed a deal with Fox. I think they're going to be part of the pregame show in some capacity now.
Big noon Saturday, baby.
Or have their own kind of spin-off to it, I think. So they're going to be there. So Dave Portnoy is going to be there, and they start Big Noon Saturday outside, and then eventually it gets moved inside. I don't know when the timing of that happens, but Ohio State essentially was just like, everybody can come in except Portnoy.
Yeah, and again, I heard this bullshit. If that's true, I mean, Ohio State, have a little fucking class, have a little decorum, okay? Why don't you just fucking relax, Ohio State?
If it's true, that is Charmin soft.
Ohio State is soft. I'm going to sit here and shit on Ohio State because fuck Ohio State. Okay, listen. Incredible football players have come out of there. Yes, they have national championships. Yes, Ryan Day finally got over the hump. But fuck Ohio State. Okay, I hope Texas runs a goddamn train on them. That's where I'm at.
I'm hot and heavy.
I hope. But listen, there's phenomenal players on Ohio State. Caleb Downs could this year play himself into the number 1 pick overall. Team dependent, obviously, but he is that level of good. So I'll give him his flowers. Okay, I just hate the school he plays for. But Arch Manning's ready. Texas is ready.
Yeah, I think last season is what Sark needed. Kind of breaking down the barrier a little bit, going in, winning a playoff game. And I feel like it's all starting to come together there in Texas. It feels like it's been building the last couple of seasons.
Dude, and the mentality right now, I think for the Longhorns, did you hear what Arch said at media lead up? So they asked him, what's it feel like to have a target on your back? Number one team in the country, right? Yep. And Arch gave a very professional, very what you want out of your Texas quarterback. But then right before he ended his statement, he goes, we don't have a target on our back. We got everybody else on our red dot.
God,
that's like that. You have to be a killer at that level. That's what I'm talking about.
I wish I was quick enough on my feet to think of something like that.
Oh, we don't have a target on our backs. We've got them on our red dot.
You know how cold that is?
Hey,
how many shirts do you think have been printed with that phrase on there now?
I'm hoping Big X puts that as a bar in his next song, to be honest with you.
Golly, that is fire.
Yeah, and that's coming from Arch Manning. So if that's my quarterback's mentality, what do you think the dogs on that team are all about? What do you think that O-line's all about? Yeah. They're coming for throats this year. I liked Texas last year a lot. I thought as we got later in the season, I'm like, they could be the national champion. Obviously, they fell short. Quinn Ewers struggled in big games. It's unfortunate. I like Quinn. Arch is going to have a lot to prove this year, but I think Arch is ready.
Yeah, and then the real question becomes if he's going to declare for the draft or not.
I think he's got 2 more seasons at Texas, to be honest with you.
That's what everybody's saying, but if let's say he goes out there this season and has a ridiculous year, Heisman maybe not, but maybe top 5 Heisman, right? And they make the playoff, win a game or 2, maybe more, who knows? I just don't see how you don't capitalize on that.
See, I think if he wins the Heisman, that conversation may change. If he wins the national championship and the Heisman in the same year, he's gone.
Also, let's say of all teams to get the first overall pick, if it's the New Orleans Saints, come on. The storylines couldn't write themselves better. The last time that the Saints drafted a quarterback first overall?
Was it Archie?
It was Archie Manning in 1971.
50
like,
years
come
ago.
on.
Yeah, no, listen, if he wins the national championship, he wins the Heisman, yeah, he's gone. But if he only wins a Heisman and no natty, I think the natty's the goal for that guy, to be honest with you. I think that is the only thing that matters, and if the Heisman comes with it, so be it. I don't know the kid, though, but you get that from what you see about him. Texas is ready, man. Texas is going to be fucking scary this year.
I'm really interested to see who the dark horse is going to be this year. Last year was Indiana. I'm curious who that team will be this year. I don't know who it's. You know what team? I have not done any research on them or followed them at all this offseason, but I love the coach and the mentality that he brought into this program last season. So I might be putting out a little alert.
Right. Don't quote us. Don't quote us, though.
The Syracuse Orange and Fran Brown.
It's a mentality. It's the mentality. They were onto something last year.
Fran Brown is a coach that I would want to play for. Is all I'm going to say.
I mean, they had Kyle McCord.
Yeah, I don't know. They did have Kyle McCord.
So, but I agree with you. I mean, I don't think they're making the playoff, but I think they'll be ranked top 25 at some point this year.
Oh, you know what I am super excited about since I live in North Carolina now? Oh, I cannot wait to go to a game in Chapel Hill and see this circus in real life.
Oh, the Belichick era?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get like VIP seats for my chance to get a meet and greet with Jordan Hudson. I think. Like, that has to be a thing, right?
I mean, listen, they got to make money somehow.
I would be shocked if there's not some type of bundle you could buy where that's a thing.
Dude, watch them just come out and win 10 games this year and be in the playoff conversation. I don't think they have the players yet, but it's Bill. Just watch.
I'm just saying, and I kind of brought this up with when we talked about Greg Popovich way back.
Careful now, because I'll bring that old clip up. You watch yourself now.
Yeah, and everybody backed me. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people backed me. But the same thing could be said about Bill. Look at his record when Tom Brady was not there. It's not good.
That team was gutted after Tom left. Gutted.
And whose fault is that? He was
Bill.
Also in charge of personnel decisions.
Correct. I don't think Bill intended to be around that much longer. I think he was like, oh, shit.
He lasted another 5 years after.
I know. I think he was stuck. Or Kraft was giving him a shit ton of money.
I'm just saying. Look at the numbers.
Hey, you want a dark horse? There it is. There it is.
I don't know.
They only got about 19 different quarterbacks who were former 4 and 5 stars. It's a graveyard of who's who quarterbacks there.
And you know who's going to start? Gio Lopez, the transfer from South Alabama.
Is he? Is that confirmed?
I'm pretty sure he was the one that was getting all the first team reps this summer. But I don't know.
Because they've got, is it Max Brown?
Max Johnson. But
Johnson, the lefty, who I mean, was supposed to be done last year and had a catastrophic injury like week 1 or 2. Snapped his leg in half, if I remember correctly.
It was more than that. I read an ESPN report. It was.
The knee was gone, right?
It was more than just like he had a. I think they said it was like a pull all the way from like his hip to his ankle, keeping everything together.
Jeez, and he's still playing. That's like nuts.
That. Yeah, I think he just returned to practice like middle of the summer.
Good for that young man. Holy shit. I remember watching that one live and I was like, oh, God. Like, that's career ender. Good for him battling back.
I think, dude, he had to stay in Minnesota after that game for like a month and a half.
Yeah. I had a teammate that got injured in a game, neck stuff, and they had to fly him in a helicopter from Terre Haute, Indiana to Des Moines. Like, he was there for like 4 or 5 days or something like that, and then they couldn't get like an ambulance or something, so they had to fly him in a helicopter. And thank God, not paralyzed, like fully functional human being, great guy, good for him.
Yeah, I hope the school paid for that one.
Undoubtedly.
Otherwise, that's a very expensive Uber.
Dude, it was. I think Indiana State actually paid for it, like class act out of the Terre Haute folks. I think that was like the rumor I heard. Dude, it was on the opening kickoff. He went to jack up this 6'8" tight end and caught him wrong, broke his neck right there. Nuts.
Sounds like roles reversed on that one real quick.
It was not a good day. And then their running back went on. Was it Shakir Bell? I think that was his name. Went on and set like the single game rushing record for FCS. Like it was. Dude, listen. Hey, one of your buddies goes down like that. One of your buddies goes down like that in the opening kickoff. Dude, let's get this game over with. Let's get on the bus and get out of here. It was bad.
Man, just kicking a guy when they're down.
It was bad. I mean, he torched us. Just bad. And we were all just like, "Yep, okay, let's go. Like, let's get this thing moving. Let's get in the showers and go." That was a rough game. Hey, but like I said, dude, full recovery, all good to go. Nice guy.
Okay, let's turn the conversation back to a more positive note.
Let's get back to it.
Yeah, I think it's time to get into some NFL. Do we want to start with news? Otherwise, I know.
No, listen. It's that time of year, baby. It's that time of year, baby.
Drafts already. Where do you want to start? Do you want to brag about how well you've drafted in these absurd leagues that you are in?
Dude, I got a lot of comments about fantasy. I got a lot of different things we're going to talk about with this. Here's where I want to start, okay? And I pray to God the boys of the License Plate League, the greatest fantasy league in Iowa, maybe even the Midwest or the country, I don't know. But the snake shit that happened. And he's listening, and I know he's listening, okay? So Sunday, my league, this is a great league. It's been going on forever. I'm talking pages of bylaws. We do it right, okay? This league is legit. It's a one-keeper league. So the big rule of the league is every year you get to keep one guy that you drafted and rostered the entire season. And you surrender whatever pick you had picked him in the previous year, you surrender that year's pick. So, for example, Jamison Williams is my keeper this year, and I'm surrendering my 11th round pick. Okay? So on Sunday, we had a FaceTime for Selection Sunday for, it's just names out of a hat for draft order. And guess what pick your boy got? First overall. 1-1, baby. Right? Elated. I'm excited. Okay? Until last night, a member of our league, I should say, we all know who I'm taking at 1-1. It's Jamar. Right? Don't overthink it. Just take Jamar.
I don't know. It seemed like you were very much debating that when we were talking about it earlier.
I was 50-50, but you said don't overthink it, and that really, really resonated. Until the guy with the 5th pick this year decided to name his keeper after Selection Sunday, which is totally legal in our league. You have up till 24 hours before the draft to announce your keeper. Guess who he kept?
I'm going to go on a limb and say it was Jamar Chase.
Kept Jamar Chase. Snaked him right from me. So he will surrender the 5th overall pick, and he gets. He makes out like a bandit, and I'm stuck with my thumb in my ass.
He must have really not had any better options to keep your first round pick from previous year. I've never played in a keeper league, so keep me honest. I feel like that rarely happens. I feel like it's usually I was going to say, it's usually late round guys that you just hit on.
And here's the thing. This is the second year of issues with first round keepers because 30 seconds before we're about to make our first pick, opening pick of the 2024 draft, somebody goes, by the way, I'm keeping CMC. Now, this was pre-injury. We didn't know. He was supposed to be the undoubted number 1 overall pick, right? And 30 seconds before the damn draft, he says, oh, by the way, I'm keeping CMC.
That really feels like that's on you guys for not setting a deadline as to when that has to be.
Which, listen, we're ever evolving. We're ever changing, okay? That's why this new 24-hour rule before the draft. That's why I'm going to go with an amendment for next year that says first-round draft picks are no longer allowed to be keepers. I'm announcing it here. That's some snake shit. I'm laughing about it. I'm not actually mad at the guy, but that is some snake stuff.
No, here, I got you. Yeah, buddy, you can go fuck yourself. That's a stupid ass move. Fuck you.
No.
See, you didn't have to say it. I said it for you. It's completely okay. But you know what you did, you dirty fucking rat.
I love the kid to death. He's a nice guy.
That is goofy as hell.
But I was hurt last night when that happened, right? Because finally I get 1-1 and it's gone from me. And then I got really upset today when I started looking at mocks and figuring out my positioning. I'm kind of fucked.
Oh yeah, the first overall pick, no matter what the league is the worst position.
Correct,
to draft from.
At least at 1-1, I am getting the number 1 or the number 2 projected player, right?
Yeah.
Especially in this wide receiver, because the top 3-4 receivers are so much better than everybody else, in my opinion, that I got to go Bijan. I'm not going to get a top receiver. I'm not even going to get anywhere close to a legitimate receiver.
How many teams are in this league?
12.
Damn. I was going to say, if it was a 10-man, you know what I would have recommended you do? And it would have been diabolical.
Oh.
But it could have played dividends. If it was a 10-man league, I would have gone Bijan. Then I would have taken Bowers on the turn if nobody kept him.
Already a keeper.
Okay, then I would have taken McBride if nobody kept him. And then I would have taken the best quarterback available. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels.
I can
and
keep
have
I can
and
change
then
my keeper to Lamar for a 4th-round pick. It almost feels a little more necessary now.
yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I have enough background in keeper leagues to give good feedback.
Wow. I mean, what a play by that young man, huh?
Hmm.
Unbelievable. God. I had
I would
to get
hate
that off my chest.
I would hate to play him in like Catan or something. Seems like that dude's just thinking 10 moves ahead of you.
Hey, if you play Monopoly with the guy, you're paying a lot of money in tax, in rent, the whole nine. Okay, and he's
For
always
sure.
the banker, so you watch yourself with that one. We all know he's sliding 200s down in there.
But
So that's where I'm at personally with fantasy. I am in a dynasty league, first time. It's very interesting, trying to project and think long term. But that other
hopefully
draft, we're going to talk about
hopefully
that other
your
draft.
dynasty league isn't as fucking moronic as mine is. It takes like three three first round picks and a player to get a top level player in my dynasty league. It's absurd.
Who
So
you
just
playing
nobody
with?
so just nobody trades at all is
Dude,
awful.
that's that. Like the point of fantasy is to make moves. Now I get
Yeah.
if you've got a super solid team, but like if you're not making at least one transaction a year, why are you playing fantasy?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm not. I know some leagues don't make a lot of movement. I was in a league last year. Nobody talked to each other. I proposed probably 17 trades, and not a single one even got responded to, which
Dude,
is crazy.
I'm trying to break my back to get this one trade through. I'm trying to get Amon Ra, St. Brown, and Njoku, and I was willing to give up uh, a first round pick this year, which most likely is going to be top three, like 90% positive. Like and it's the guy I'm trading with, so it's essentially him getting his first round pick back that he had previously traded me. Then my first round pick next year, George Pickens, Jaden Blue, and because of how large our benches are, there was no defenses on the waiver wire. So then I threw in a defense for him too, because he really needed one.
Yeah,
And
who are your other running backs instead of Jaden Blue?
oh, I'm crushing it. I got Achan, Henry, and Brown. Chase
Yeah.
Brown. I'm cooking. But my
If
starting
if
receivers, I have Neighbors, which knock on wood should be fine, but he's already kind of injured. Devontae Smith, which always feels yucky to play, just because I never know if he's
who's
gonna
going
go
to be the
off or
favorite
not.
in that game?
Yeah, but then I got Pickens, Matt Golden, and Marvin Mims. So I figured if I can go and get Amon-Ra St. Brown to pair with Neighbors, I already felt like my roster was of a championship caliber. I feel like I'm
Humble
missing
brag.
that piece though. I feel like I'm
Humble
missing that piece though.
humble brag. Yeah, no, I get it. It's the dice roll on Jaden Blue that I'm guessing is hanging up the other party. Would be the big thing, and you can't trade any of your other running backs really.
It didn't help that um, as I was trying to make this trade, Jaden Blue got injured. That fucking cuck.
Yeah, Jaden Blue, I'm not sold on. He's in a crowded, mediocre running back room, if we're being honest. And then you hear the reports of he might be kind of lazy, he might not be taking it too serious, and now we're talking injuries.
Dude,
Jeez
I just
Louise, guy.
remember watching him at Texas, and I was like, dude, this guy's good. Like, and then he got drafted by Dallas, who needs running backs. I'm like, I
Has there
feel
been a
like this
leg-
is like,
has there been a legit running back out of Texas since Ricky?
didn't Jamal Charles go to
He
Texas?
would have been, yeah, he would. So my apologies to Jamal Charles. Okay, since Jamal, like a legit
That
one that
would
ended up in the league that it was like, oh shit, he's really good.
that would have been like what? Oh, eight?
Bijan's on his way.
Yeah, Bijan.
Okay. So I don't know about Texas running backs, man.
I don't know. Hold out hope. My dart throws. But you have done a couple drafts. Give me some of your favorite sleepers so far,
The Titan
or
fan,
that you've been really targeting, like later
yeah,
drafts.
Calvin Ridley, I think, and people are going to say, "Oh, Titan fan." The volume is going to be there for him. He is the clear-cut, no questions asked number one. He is Cam Ward's favorite target. Cam Ward's the guy. They have to make that work. So objectively, I mean, we're talking about a lot of catches. I don't know about touchdowns. Yardage will be fine. He's going to have a lot of catches this year. So Calvin Ridley, I mean, you need to be looking at him earlier than you think, to be honest with you.
Is he the only him and Pollard? Are they the only draftable players from the Titans?
Chig Okonkwo, who's our tight end, if you're in a dynasty league and he's floating out there, go get him. He's young. He's coming into a contract here. A tight end for a rookie quarterback's never a bad play, but you wouldn't sit here and say like, oh, I need Okonkwo to be my tight end one. No, he's a wait and see. But yeah, you could in late deep drafts where you're playing in 12, 14-man leagues. He's an option. He's a real option if you're in a 14-man. Also, if you're in a 14-man league, are you fucking crazy? Who does that? Who does that? Who has that many friends?
I did that last year in a work league. It was not fun.
No.
Not fun at all.
Another guy, and you've mentioned his name already, who I'm head over heels about, is David Njoku. I think he thrives with Flacco, and if Flacco isn't the guy and they got to put one of the rookies in, again, rookie quarterback tight ends are not a bad thing to have on your roster. But Njoku is also a touchdown machine. I think that guy could go for easy double-digit touchdowns this year. I've got one more.
Okay.
I've got one more.
You haven't listed any of the guys I got.
I got one more. It's a big sleeper.
I'm waiting.
The issue
edge
is
of my seat.
The issue is he was announced injured today.
Okay.
Unfortunately. And that is Tajay Spears from the Titans. Again, Titan homer. I know. The once he's healthy, if you're in a PPR league, the guy's going to catch a million balls. He's going to get touches. He may end up being better than Pollard. I think the Titans are slowly phasing Pollard out, whether he knows it or not. Tajay Spears, once healthy, is going to be a production kid, even as a two-back.
But didn't they put him on PUB, so he's already going to be out the first
4 weeks.
4 games guaranteed?
Yep. Unfortunate, but again, that's maybe not a draftable player, but one to pick up on the wire week 2, week 3.
Okay. So you didn't name any of the sleepers I have, but I've been
Hit me.
I haven't had any official drafts yet. Mine are coming up
I do have one more, but I'm going to let you go in case you say him.
this weekend. And then I'll go in the order of their ADP. But once we get to about round 9 or 10, and I see Khalil Shakir still out there, I get so hot and heavy. I don't know how he's going in the 10th round.
He's the number one receiver up there. I don't get it.
Yes, and you saw what he did last year with Josh Allen. How is he not repeat that?
I think people are sleeping on him. He's a little guy. I don't know. Maybe they thought it was a fluke. Oh, they went out and got Josh Palmer. If the Bills are relying on Josh Palmer to help them truly win games, good fucking luck up there. Okay? But no, I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I haven't been able to snag him yet in any of my drafts.
And that's me doubling down on Keon Coleman just being absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
For those that don't remember, I am very deep in that belief.
Big time opinion. You've been on that horse for a while. I don't think he's dog shit.
I will beat that shit until it's dead. I will beat that shit till it's dead. Okay. Next one. And it's not – this would have been more of a sleeper a couple of weeks ago. He's been jumping up with how he performed in the preseason. Emeka Egbuka for Tampa Bay. McMillan's going to be out for at least half – it's reportedly for half the season.
Yep.
Godwin, we still don't really have a good read as to what his health level is.
He's
So
back,
he's going in,
but it's not 100%.
yeah. So he's going into the season as the number 2 receiver in that offense, and Mike Evans, he's not. I don't really know what to make of
Easy
Mike
now.
Evans. Like,
What do you mean? Well, you don't.
no,
He's gonna
like
have 100 catches and
in
1,000
like
yards like a god.
no, I just never know if he's more of a possession guy or like they see him as like a deep threat. But a Buke, he can play all across the offense. Primarily, he's a big slot guy, but they've been putting him on the outside as well, and he has shown out in
Mm-hmm.
preseason thus far. You can see the connection that him and Baker have developed already. I think that could be a sexy pick.
Yeah, dude.
I feel like he could put up like you. I don't know if because I had Chris Godwin in one of my leagues last year before he got injured, and he was. I think he ended up like second in points per game.
He was skyrocketing.
Like at the end of the year, that's going to be the role that Abuke is getting at least for the first couple of weeks.
Dude, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see in some leagues that you're in, 3rd, 4th, 5th round on this kid. I'm not kidding. 3rd, 4th round. I have seen it happening in some mocks. Like that kid is skyrocketing, and it is because Baker doesn't have every go-to guy in the receiver core right now. Mike, we know Mike's there, right? But Mike isn't catching 10, 15, 20 balls a game usually. Right? Nobody's catching 20 balls a game. Mike's going to get you those good 7 catches for 100 yards, right? And a tud, maybe 2. Ibuke is going to get a lot of touches, dude. I'm big in the touches. I'm all about drafting guys who are going to see the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm. So. The other receiver that I'm super high on is Marvin Mims from Denver. You know what he did the last 2 seasons when he got 2 of his 3 highest snap shares in a game?
Probably crushed.
Wide receiver 3, wide receiver 7 on the week.
Yeah, I mean, weeks. He is a perfect complement to Courtland Sutton. And for Dynasty, you got to be thinking about they're doubling Courtland now. He's that good now, where it's almost a mandatory double, right? My only concern there is they went out. I believe they drafted a kid out of Illinois, right?
Pat
the wide
Bryant
receiver
from Illinois.
Yeah. Who looks like a very, very good football player. So that would be my only concern. But yeah, I agree that the upside on Mims is crazy. And you're lucky enough to have him in your dynasty.
But to go along with that, yep. But to go along with that, I also think Bo Nix could win leagues this year.
Yes.
He is, because you have that top tier of quarterbacks that are going, those first 5 that are going in like the first 2 to 4 rounds. And then you kind of have a dead zone, it feels like. But towards the end of that dead zone is where Bo Nix is going. If you can get Bo Nix, who was a QB7 last year, and we remember how shitty he started last year.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up as QB7 on the season. Now he has more weapons. He should have a better running game, you would hope or think. And it's just another year in that offense.
Yeah.
And you have the rushing ability with him too, which obviously in fantasy, you need that pretty much as a quarterback now. You can't just be unless you're Joe Burrow, who's out there throwing 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns every season,
Yeah. Did you see what Sean Payton said? I think it was 2 weeks ago about Bo Nix.
No.
They asked him how his development's coming, and Sean just kind of smirked and goes, "He looks real comfortable." That's a great thing to hear. Like he looks real comfortable out there. Okay, Sean, I hear you. I think a lot of people are really high on Bo this year, and I think rightfully so. You got any more?
Yeah, it's going to be real weird when we need to start having that conversation in a couple years that Bo Nix is the best quarterback that got drafted from that draft class.
Potentially, yes.
There's a
Very
potential
much.
that happens.
Yes, very much so. I would agree with you.
Right now it's Jaden, obviously.
Yeah.
Right now it's Jaden, but it could happen.
All right, who
Yes,
else
that
you
is
got?
everybody. Those are the big ones.
All right, I got one more,
Those
and
are the
I'm
big
actually
ones.
going.
Those are the
I'm going
big
to go back
ones
to
that I'm
Tampa
looking
Bay.
for.
This is one that I think a lot of people are sleeping on. Cade Otton.
Do not say the person I think you're going to say.
Nope, Cade Otton.
Good.
You know who Cade Otton is?
I thought you were going to say like Rashad. Yeah, I picked him up. He was one of my best waiver pickups last season.
Mm-hmm. Touchdown machine. Baker loves
I was
him.
very worried you were going to say like Rashad White or something, and I was gonna freak out because I hate Rashad White.
No. Cade Otton, I think, very much could be your tight end one. Very much so. I think he's going to produce that type of. He's going to be a double-digit point scorer every week, it feels like. So, yeah. Those are kind of my sleepers. You know, it's sleepers kind of. Drafting, getting back into the drafting and playing in leagues that are so differently formatted, like I'm really starting to learn what I like and what I don't like, and it's a lot of different ways to play fantasy, man. Thank God all the leagues are PPR. Does anybody not play PPR anymore?
Yeah, I actually have a buddy that plays a standard league. It's some
Is he
super
okay?
old league that he's been in for a long time. And the entire point system in that league is fucked. He tries to explain it to me every year, and I'm so lost.
Does he like?
It is so confusing.
When's the last time he had a hug?
He's old.
Yeah, but when's the last time he had a
old.
hug?
He's like, probably not a long time. He's not a personal touch type.
Well, somebody needs to hug that man playing in a standard league. That's wild in 2025.
He loves it. You know what I'm trying this year, which I'm really interested in? Have you ever heard of a guillotine league?
No.
So essentially, let's say it's a 10-man league, right? So instead of having a matchup every single week where it's me against you, for example, right? It's essentially you're playing against everybody, and your goal is to not finish the week with the least amount of points. If you finish with the least amount of points, you're out of the league. You're gone. And guess what they do with your roster? All of those players go to waivers after that week's over. So everybody can go and pick up a Patrick Mahomes or a Jahmyr Gibbs or some shit like that.
That sounds like it ruins relationships, is what that sounds like.
How? Don't draft a shitty team.
I feel like that waiver wire
I'm just saying
ruins relationships.
Oh, yeah.
It's cutthroat.
That's where I'm concerned. Like that first week, like if Jahmyr Gibbs ended up on a waiver wire after the first week, how do I stop myself from not betting my entire fab?
The problem is everybody is. Could
You
you
have to be
oh
so
my God.
strategic.
I couldn't.
I just don't
that.
know how people are gonna spend their money.
I couldn't do that.
It's gonna be so fun.
I don't know.
I preface this.
I've never
by
heard of
saying
it
it's gonna be
before.
so fun. Unless I am the first person that's out, and then I'm not going to be having fun anymore.
Correct. I did want to ask you about fantasy because I've got a cool one. Have you ever heard of like any weird like caveats or rules? Not punishment, like caveats or rules within a league? Because I've got a really good one, and I think it needs to be talked about more. So, have you ever heard
Funny enough that you say that, actually.
Hit me.
Funny enough, you've said that actually, because on my TikTok that's been popping up a lot is this one other sports podcast, and they just throw out these absurd rules that some leagues have proposed. You want to hear a couple that they've made videos upon?
Hit me with one, and then I want to hit you in case you say mine. I got a great one.
Okay, so the first one is called the team captain rule. So every week you pick a player on your team whose points you want to double.
Oh.
But you can't pick the same player twice.
Oh. That's spicy. Right. I like that. I was trying to think through that logistically. I like that. Could you imagine? You're down 20.
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Football, your kicker to go, and you had the fucking wherewithal. Or the lack of options, and your kicker's doubled, and he just bangs home a couple of good ones, and all of a sudden you're winning. That's crazy. That's crazy, crazy. I like that one a lot. You ever heard of the Taysom Hill rule? You ready for this one?
Yeah, everybody in the league has to start Taysom Hill.
At some point, what an incredible rule. Because Taysom was always good for like 2 30-point games a year. So every week, for those of you that don't know, in this league, a name was drawn out of a hat, and that person had to pick up Taysom Hill off waivers and start him each week. So there were some weeks when, holy shit, Taysom won me that game this week. Thank you, Taysom. And there were some weeks when Taysom was -4 points, and you were cursing the Hill name. That's such a cool rule. I wish. Travis Hunter might be that.
The only difficulty with that one is the fact that if he was to get injured, like halfway through the season, so only 5 teams had to play him. And
gotta start him, baby.
The other
gotta start him.
Just get up.
There's gotta be bylaws on that. I guess.
Okay, you want to hear a couple of other? Jesus Christ, Fast and Furious outside of your house.
Yeah, that's what happens when you live next to an overpass.
Okay, a couple other ones from that podcast that I was talking about. So you have the opportunity one time per season, where you can make one sit-start decision change for your opponent. And everybody in the league gets to pick one change. So let's say Derrick Henry went and scored 50 points one week, and that's what lost me that week. I could go and be like, hey, I want to replace him with some other bench running back that they had. And now I win that matchup. And now I can make the playoffs. Potentially.
I get it. Don't love it.
Potentially, because the crazy part is you can make a change, but you don't know what anybody else's changes are. So you could be trying to steal a win somewhere, and you have multiple people trying to steal one back from you.
Oh, so like people I'm not playing can change my roster? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you played them at any given point in the season,
gotcha.
You can change any game. I
thought it was just like your head. So if you and I were playing, I could. This is the week I'm going to choose to use it. I can sit one for Isaiah. I thought it was just in head-to-heads. Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
You wait until the week before playoffs, and then once the week of playoffs starts, everybody makes their decision, right? And give it to the commissioner. The commissioner goes and makes the changes, and then you see what the playoff bracket.
Nope, I don't like it. Nope, I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. I have. That's such a. I would never join that league. If you came to me and told me that was a rule, and all of a sudden I can make the playoffs, and then 2 seconds later I'm booted, no, I'm good. But the substitution rule has always been floated. That one time a year, you get to make a swap. So let's say you lost by 5, and your bench wide receiver outscored your starting wide receiver by 10. I can make that change and get the W. I'm more of a fan of that you get it one time in the regular season. You get to make a post-game swap of points. That's been floated.
You know what I would do out of spite if that was a rule in my league? You know what I would do out of spite if that was a rule in my league? If somebody tried doing that, I would then, in return, use my change and replace somebody on my roster that would then lead me to still win that matchup.
Yeah.
Out of spite.
Out of spite. Out of spite.
Yeah. Purely out of spite.
God. No, dude, fantasy's so fun because everybody does it a little bit different. Get one over on
me that easily.
I bet you they could. No, fantasy's so fun because everybody plays a little different, dude, and I'm happy it's here. I tell you what, playing in 4 leagues this year, though, Sundays at about 11:30 are not going to be real fun when I've got a billion players to figure out.
It's going to be even worse once it gets to about, I guess, I'm trying to think of time zones. Once it gets to 2:30 there. No, it would be 3:30. Games start at 12 there. 3:30, and you've already lost all 4 leagues before the afternoon games.
Yeah. No, that's going to be when I go home and sit in the quiet by myself for a little bit. That's what that's going to be.
Don't wish that on me. There's not going to be a worse feeling than that.
There's
not going to be a worse feeling than that one time this season when you go 0-4 that week and your world is crashing around you.
And let's add on top, because this is going to happen.
Feel like you'd rather be dead.
Let's add this on top, because we know it's going to happen. 4 of the 5 legs of the parlay are going to hit, and then I'm going to go 0-4 in fantasy. Those are going to be dark days. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Irv might not see the end of those days.
Gonna be a long football season.
That'd be tough.
Long. Hey, one last thing about fantasy. One last thing about fantasy.
Okay.
One last thing about fantasy, okay? It's a pet peeve of mine. A lot of people do snake drafts. Most drafts, I would say, are snake drafts, right? If you're picking back-to-back and you're taking 5 minutes a pick, go fuck yourself. Okay? If you're going back-to-back picks, you've had almost 2 full rounds to sit there and analyze what your options are. Okay? So when you're double up like I will be locked and fucking loaded, please. There's nothing more frustrating. Yeah.
Agree.
Thank you. Don't act like I'm a fucking fool. Like I'm just out here talking to the wall. All right? Unreal.
No, I definitely agree with you.
All right.
But let's wrap up today's episode. We'll go through our next division, second to last division. We're going to do the NFC South. Okay, so we'll start off with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So last season they went 10-7, first in the division, lost in the wild card, added Hassan Reddick, Ben Bredesen, and Anthony Walker. Departures, they lost their center, Robert Hainsey, and Joe Tryon Soyunka, and Jordan Whitehead. And then the draft, like we previously mentioned, they brought in Emeka Ibuke, wide receiver from Ohio State, and then 2 cornerbacks, Ben Morrison and Jacob Parrish from Notre Dame and Kansas State, respectively. But I think the big question going into this season for this team is, with Liam Cohen becoming the head coach in Jacksonville, you have Josh Gizzard coming in as the new OC. First time, I believe, being an OC in the league. Can Baker and this offense sustain the level of success that they saw last season and carry it forward to this season?
I think 100% yes. They're my favorite to win this whole division. I love what they're doing. I don't think Liam Cohen is that big of a loss. People on the internet, on Twitter, and on other podcasts have said, like, it's equivalent to Detroit losing Ben Johnson. You're fucking joking. Okay? Ben Johnson might be the best offensive mind in football right now. Liam Cohen is not. I respect what Liam Cohen did, but I would not equate the two. Dude, I like the Bucs. I don't know about you. I think they are getting things figured out. I think we could both agree that probably the biggest, scariest hole that they have is wide receiver depth. But hey, they kept Tez Johnson, baby. They kept Tez Johnson. $175 Dez Johnson. Tez Johnson.
I think you're giving him a little bit too much credit. I thought he was like 160.
I was including him in shoulder pads and helmet. So no, I think Baker is going to continue rolling. That team is poised to make another push. I don't know that they took another step necessarily, but I think they're cruising to another. I'll give them 11 wins. I'll give them 11-6 to win the whole division.
So don't misconstrue what I'm about to say, because
this is going to be blasphemy.
No, because I am a Baker Mayfield truther. I've always loved Baker Mayfield, and I like seeing them succeed. I like seeing him succeed specifically. They got Bucky Irvin. former Minnesota Gopher. That's pretty cool, But I feel like I have to be the bad guy here and temper expectations. With the amount of injuries that they are already facing before the season even starts, that is scary. Like, there's a very real opportunity that they start the season slow and they're playing from behind the rest of the year. Like, they're down Godwin, like we said earlier. They're down McMillan for part of the year. Tristan Wirfs is injured. We don't really know when he's supposed to come back. And then those are three key pieces to that offense. Plus, you're replacing your center from last season. So there's not much continuity that's going to be on this offensive line year over year. And you as an offensive lineman can speak to it, how difficult that communication can be to pick up.
Yeah. Because after a while, it is second nature. Like, you just know what the guy's going to do because you played next to him so long. I get that. I think it's because I'm a Baker believer. And I think it doesn't matter who the OC is. Baker's going to go out there and get him right. But yeah, the injuries, I do get it. Also, they cut Kyle Trask. Did you see who they kept as their backup quarterback?
Yeah, Mr. Teddy.
Teddy Two Gloves. Hell yeah. I love that. I wish Kyle Trask could have stuck around. But no, dude, I think that team is all about Baker and his success. And Baker, I think, is having fun playing football out there, man. He got bounced around so much. I think it didn't seem like he loved what he was doing. I think he's just out there having fun at this point. I think they're going to be in a great spot at the end of the season.
The other question I have, too, or that I'm not sold on, is their pass rush. Like, if we're banking on Hassan Reddick to morph back into that dude that was getting 10-plus sacks per season, I think you're selling yourself a pipe dream. And I know that they have Vita Vea. He's getting old. He's a great nose tackle, but he's not one to put pressure on a quarterback. He's a run stuffer. These other dudes, I know one of these guys, this Cansey guy, was their first round pick from Pitt last year, but these other names I have never seen before in my life. Logan Paul and Yaya Diaby.
Diaby, third-year player, had a little bit of success, more of a project, I think, if I remember correctly. No, I'd agree with you there. Also, by the way, shout out Anthony Walker, because I'm fairly certain he got cut today.
Oh, shit. So yikes. I mentioned an addition, and he's not even on the team.
Well, listen. We did our research yesterday, this morning. Anthony Walker got cut at like 2 p.m. today. Okay, I'm fairly certain that happened. They also cut Shiloh.
Okay, that was not a surprise. I actually saw like an in-depth breakdown of his stats in his PFF grade. He graded out at like a 38%.
Yeah,
out of a 100 point scale.
It was not a spectacular play, and then for you to do something so dumb as to throw a punch in a preseason game when you're fighting for a job. And don't get me wrong. I've thrown a punch in a game. I'm not proud of it, but I have. I didn't do it when I was trying to get a job.
Actually, the one thing we got to mention with the Buccaneers, just because it was kind of fucked up, the fact that they cut Desmond Watson after literally just making him walk around the football field for the entire summer.
As a big guy, I don't feel 1 ounce of pity for Desmond Watson.
You know why I feel pity?
What's that?
So their goal was for him to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there no better way to lose weight than wearing full pads in the Florida heat, participating in team and individual drills rather than walking around the field?
No, they would rather have him walking around the field than risk him dying of a heart attack on the field.
You're telling me that they haven't done enough physicals on him to capture?
Dude, when you're that big, you have it could come out of fucking nowhere. Listen, it's not like
he's unaccustomed to the Florida heat. He was doing it for how many years playing for the university?
No, I get it. It's a lot. That's a liability thing. Why they wouldn't let him practice? That's what that is. Listen, when he went to Florida on a scholarship, okay, your job is to be in shape, ready to play football. Okay, now it's literally your income. So you came in out of shape, and you continued to be out of shape. I know he did lose some weight, right? But truthfully, there's no excuse for him to ever get into the NFL at the size that he was. Florida failed him in that regard. I know they built a lot of muscle, but that's 100% on Desmond. Your job is to be in shape to play football.
How big was he? Do you know?
446.
Oh, just kidding. I was checking to see what Vita Vea was at.
350, 370, somewhere in there.
350.
Yeah. Listen, Mekhi Becton isn't 400 pounds. Okay?
He's 6'8".
Yeah. So Desmond Watson at 6'4", 6'5", 445 pounds. That's 100% on you, dude. Lose the weight. You're a hell of a football player. It's just it frustrates the hell out of me that an opportunity was squandered simply because you couldn't drop some LBs.
Well, it depends on how much they wanted him to lose, too. If he was sitting at 450.
I think he got down, but I think he went back up, dude. Yeah, I don't feel bad for Desmond Watson. Get your shit together and go be a pro football player. And that starts with being in shape to play the game.
What's
your prediction?
Yeah, my prediction. Ooh, that's tough. I didn't really think too much about predictions.
This guy.
Can I?
Nope, we need it. Come on, give it to us.
8 and 9.
8 and 9. He thinks that Gizzard doesn't have it, huh?
8 and 9. 8 and 9. I just don't like the injuries.
All right. I got him winning the whole thing, baby. I got him winning the whole division.
Mm-hmm. Next team, Atlanta Falcons. Last season, 8 and 9, second in the division. Missed the playoffs. Additions: they added Leonard Floyd and Morgan Fox to their defensive line. Departures: moved on from longtime defensive lineman Grady Jarrett, and then they also lost their center, Drew Dahlman. In the draft, they bulked up on defense. Jalen Walker, defensive end from Georgia, traded back into the first round, got James Pierce, DN from Tennessee, and then they got two safeties, actually, Xavier Watts from Notre Dame, and then Billy Bowman Jr. from Oklahoma. But the real questions here are, what do we have in Michael Penix? We saw him last two games of last year, saw flashes, but is he fully prepared to take over and lead that offense? And then the same question I feel like we have with the Falcons every single year is, well, do they have enough of a pass rush? It feels like this has been a reoccurring conversation that we're having every offseason with the Falcons. Everybody knows that they need a pass rush. They try and do something about their pass rush, and then they still don't resolve their pass rush. Like, they have not had a formidable edge rusher since that one random-ass Vic Beasley season. And that was like half a decade ago. Plus, that was almost a decade ago.
Yeah, no, it'd be 7-8 years ago.
Like, I don't know how they can have gone this long and not been able to figure that out.
Yeah, and I think we saw him address it, right?
Try to. Whether or not it actually does, we'll see.
Here's my thing with the Falcons. They're a team built on promise, on prospect, on what they can be. Penix is still very early in his career. Like, he's not C.J. Stroud. He's not Jaden Daniels yet. Very well could be, but he's not there yet. When is Drake London going to absolutely take over that division as the best receiver in that division? When is Kyle Pitts going to show up? A lot of people saying it's this year.
No.
I'm not buying the fantasy hype.
Don't fall for it.
You got me 2 years in a row, Kyle. You ain't getting me again. All
No,
right.
I'm going on year 5 or 4,
He got me
whatever it
twice.
is.
He got me twice. I'm not going to let him get me again.
I might take a flyer on him late in this fantasy this year, just cause.
I mean, God bless you.
I just want to be hurt again.
I guess. I just want to feel something.
Yeah, I want to feel something. Exactly.
The only for sure thing on their offense, and I think we can both agree, is Bijan. He's the only for sure thing on that offense. Defensively, you took a guy who I thought was going to be really good, but there's injury issues. There's some skill, maybe not skill, but maybe some development in terms of IQ of the game in Walker, from what I heard in training camp. And then he's got this hamstring thing. James Pierce is probably one of, if not the most raw talent that came out of this draft. He's skinny, and he's really only got one skill set, and that is rush the passer. So,
in a very odd way of going about rushing the passer, too. He has no moves in his bag.
No, it's just I'm going to be skinny and slippery and just slink on by you.
He's just trying to bend that corner.
A lot. And I think we've seen plenty of guys who go to the NFL who are one-trick ponies and just can't develop it. I'm not saying James Pierce is going to be that guy, but right now he has one move.
They better hope he does, considering they traded a first-round pick for him. And that first-round pick is – I hate to, jump to conclusions here or to my prediction. It's going to be a top 15 pick.
I would agree with you there. There's too many questions. I think they're finishing third in this division. 7 wins. Feels appropriate.
Yeah, that's where I was landing too. I just have no belief in Raheem Morris as a head coach in the NFL.
See, I'm okay with him. I know I share a similar, some people are just good at being DCs or OCs, and that's where they should stay.
He is. He has a 38% win percentage.
I know.
Across 5 seasons as a head coach.
I know. I still believe in him. I'll give him another year or two, probably another year. But Penix, yeah, he got some tick last year, but
I don't think you can give him as much of an excuse considering how old he is already. How many years of college did he play?
Correct, but it is a different game.
Bo Nix comes in. You're just not given. He's not going to be given that opportunity to fail. You've already had your time. He's already 26 years old. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy is 22 years old. It's not like he has a lot of time to figure it out.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just
it's one thing to forgive a 22-year-old kid out there when he makes a mistake after he started 1 year of college, right? Michael Penix played 5 years in college and then sat for almost an entire year behind a very capable NFL starting quarterback in Kirk Cousins. So,
yeah,
he should understand what it takes to be a professional. I don't know how long of a leash I don't know if leash is the right word. How long of a look you are going to give him. Because if it looks like he's lost after this season, okay, now he's 27. How long are you going to keep kind of kicking that can down the road?
Yeah, I get it. And I don't think he's going to be a flop. I think he's going to be a capable quarterback. I don't know that he's going to be some star guy. He might be. Prove me wrong, Penix.
You mean Michael Penis?
No. I pronounced it correctly. It's Michael Penix.
You see that, Cliff?
Everybody calls him that. I'm just like, God, what a fucking...
No, did you? He was walking off the sideline of their last preseason game. I think it was in L.A. And a dude in one of those VIP seats yelled out, "Hey, Michael Penis!" And he stopped and confronted him about it.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
I would on that one. Just Falcons team built on a lot of potential. Let's see if they can do it.
But man, those offensive weapons
should hit. They're supposed to.
Yeah, 7-10. I like that.
Yep.
Okay, we'll move on to Carolina Panthers. Ended last season 5-12. Some are arguing that it seemed like they were starting to put it together towards the end of last season. Finished third in the division, but additions they added Tershawn Wharton, D tackle, Trayvon Morig, the former first round pick, safety, Rico Dowdle um, to the running back room. Departures, they lost longtime linebacker Shaq Thompson, and Jadavion Clowney is gone. But in the draft, they did a lot of nice things. Drafted Ted McMillan, and then they beefed up the defensive line as well. Nick Scourton, who was projected as a first-round pick, they picked him in the second round, and then Prince Uman Milan. That's his
I'll applaud the effort.
Yeah, that's the best you're going to get from me on that one. D tackle from Ole Miss, and then they also drafted Trevor Etienne as well to add to that running back room. But I know it's going to sound like a homer for me, but I'm excited for this Carolina team this season. I am a sucker for Bryce Young. He may be my favorite non-Vikings player in the entire league. And the reason I say that is just the adversity that he's had to deal with so far in his career. And the fact that you can see that he finally has the joy and love for the game back, and his confidence is up with the way last season ended. I just love it. He just looks like a kid in a candy shop right now. And I feel like they've actually are putting the weapons around him to succeed. Because when he came in as a rookie, it was sink or swim. He had nothing. Worse than nothing. And I think Dave Canales is a really good coach, and he finally got him to believe in himself again. Like, dude, you won a Heisman Trophy at Alabama. It's not like you don't have talent. It's not like you can't do it. You got to believe that you can do it, though. And I think he is starting to believe now. So I think the question is really going to come down to their defense, because their defense was awful last year. I think it was last in the league, if I'm not mistaken. So, but
either last or second.
Yeah. So if they can finish middle of the road on defense, I think their offense could win them some games this season. Like, Ted McMillan looks like the second coming of Mike Evans.
Okay.
What? Is it not the same type of build?
Correct. I get what you're saying.
Like, the comparisons write themselves. They are almost a carbon copy of each other.
Let's pump those brakes a little bit, all right? Let's give old Mike the respect that he's due. That's a big comparison, but I understand what you're saying.
He's been hot in preseason, and you probably aren't seeing it as much as I am.
No.
Dude, the media down here can't stop talking about him. It is just rave reviews about him every single day in camp.
Sure. I mean, you draft in the first round, the media has to. I'm not sitting here knocking Ted, but
no, they don't have to, because I've seen plenty of times where first round picks play like shit, and I had to deal with Lewis Cine just a couple years back, and the circus that was.
Still not over that one, huh?
Fuck no. And trust me, it gets talked about still.
All right. Let me tell you about these Carolina Panthers, okay?
Say something nice.
I am, because I was out early on Bryce, and that I think a lot of people were. Shit, I think everybody was. To see where he's gone from his rookie year and understanding he had no O-line, he had no weapons. It was him and Miles Sanders at the time.
Chuba, don't forget Chuba. Chuba had a really good season last year.
Chuba, I think, was a rookie with Bryce back then, or a year in.
Chuba's been in the league. I think this is his 4th or 5th year now already.
Really?
Don't quote me.
Don't quote us. I think Bryce's development has been incredible. I think Carolina has a quarterback. I don't know if he's a franchise guy, but he's a capable quarterback. He's developing. He's learning. He's seeing the field so much better. And again, they have surrounded him with weapons. They've rebuilt the O-line. The defense is a question. They did a lot of the right things in free agency. I wish they got painted into a corner when Atlanta took Walker after, didn't he? When they took Tet. They were kind of painted in a corner. I think they should have gone DN instead of Tet, but I understand going and getting Tet. I do have a bone to pick with your Panthers, and it's something that happened today. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I don't think I do.
They cut my boy.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say.
They cut Hunter Renfrow.
Did they actually?
Yeah.
They were saying really nice things about him, too.
Yeah, they cut him.
They must have really wanted to keep Jimmy Horn by the looks of it.
Very much so. So you know who needs to give? There's two teams, but one of these teams you're really going to argue with me about. You know who needs to go pick him up?
Does it matter?
The Vikings.
No, I'm still holding out hope that we get Adam Thielen back.
No, that's gone. That trade's so far gone now.
Dude, I was seeing reports out there that they were asking for like a 3rd-round pick or some shit for him.
Yeah, which is insane. You're going to get a 5th round at best out of Thielen, and that's
I was more than happy to give a 5th-round pick to bring Adam back. A 3rd-round pick? Are you out of your mind?
If I'm the Vikings or if I'm the Niners, I'm calling Hunter Renfrow and saying, "Are you in shape?" And he's going to say, "Yeah." I say, "All right, let's get you in the building." Hunter Renfrow deserves to be on a roster. Carolina absolutely could have used him over some of the guys they picked. Jimmy Horn should be a P squad guy. And that's not knocking Jimmy Horn, but that's where he's at.
Oh no, there's Hunter Renfrow must have some type of plague related to him because he's going on 2 years out of the league now.
Well, he was dealing with a off the field medical issue for the last year.
No, but even before that, he was essentially getting phased out of Oakland for the last 2 years that he was there.
Dude, have you ever seen the Jalen Ramsey interview about Hunter Renfrow?
No, it wasn't Hunter Renfrow. It was Derwin James.
Derwin James was talking about Hunter Renfrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "Who's the hardest guy?" He goes, "Hunter Renfrow." And he goes, "Did you just say Hunter Renfrow?" He goes, "You watch tape?"
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know exactly the kid you're talking about.
I think that speaks volumes. I think there's a place for Hunter Renfrow. I think Carolina, if you did them, this is the most foolish move you made in the offseason. If it is, it's not so bad for you. But this is I think Renfrow over Horn is my biggest complaint.
I mean, we're talking about the 6th receiver on the roster in all reality.
He might have been your number 3.
No, because
you got Leggett too.
They got Leggett, and then they're super high on Jalen Coker and David Moore. He has a really good connection with Bryce as well. Yeah. So we're really talking about the 5th, 6th receiver on the roster in all reality.
You're gonna like my record prediction here. 9-8, 8-9, somewhere there. Number 2 in the division. Number 2 in the division.
I was gonna one up you. Got 10-7.
You think they're fighting? They're going to be in a fight, winning? You said winning the division.
Yep. I have drank the Kool-Aid,
and it is powder blue, baby.
Yes, sir. I like the vibes I'm getting from this team right now.
Man, you are fully embedded in this Carolina life, buddy.
If I would say it helps with Adam Thielen being here, so I have the connection with Minnesota. And like I said, I just want to see Bryce succeed. At this point, like I think there's a very real possibility that he plays well enough that we're going from them talking about cutting him after a year and a half to extending him to a bridge contract similar to like what Baker signed, where it's like 3 years, $30 million. It's like, let's see if you got it, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's a very real possibility.
All right. I'm gonna stay conservative at 9-8, 8-9.
Okay, but something I think we both can agree on.
Hey,
New Orleans Saints.
Heard there's a dumpster fire down there in New Orleans.
I don't even want to talk about them. Last season finished 5-12, last in the division, missed the playoffs. Good news, they brought back Brandon Cooks. that's got to feel pretty nostalgic for some Saints fans out there. Departures. Derek Carr randomly retired this offseason for those who have forgotten. Still extremely bizarre how that entire situation played out. Pretty lost still. Paulson Adebo, the cornerback, is also gone. Draft, they picked Calvin Banks Jr., the tackle from Texas. And then it's Tyler Shook, right?
Show?
Is that
Show?
No, I think it's Shook because
Sure.
I heard somebody pronounce it that way and it really threw me off. Quarterback from Louisville, 25-year-old quarterback from Louisville, essentially. Danny Stutzman, linebacker from Oklahoma. Jesus, see, I don't even want to talk about him. Devin Neal, running back from Kansas. There's a fuck ton of questions you could ask about this team. I don't even know if it's worth it. This team is a dumpster fire. What the talk about a fall from grace for a franchise.
Dude, I just, what piss poor management from the front office as a whole. They have the worst dead cap space I think anybody's ever even heard of. They're in a terrible position. I love what they did in the draft in terms of identifying long-term needs in a big way. And you're going to need those controlled contracts, those salary controlled contracts next year, right? So, I mean, you're a gunshot patient who's trying to stop the bleed. I think they're doing it, but man, are they in a really, really tough spot. The good news is today they answered the question of who's going to play quarterback. Did you see that?
Yeah, I know they got rid of Heiner.
Jake Hayner's gone. That some of you might remember him from the sexy photo shoot that he did. Gave you the blue steel. Is it blue steel from Zoolander?
Yeah.
But they named a quarterback. You didn't see this, did you?
I'm hoping it was Rattler.
It was Spencer Rattler. Which, dude, good for him. I'm a Spencer Rattler fan. I'm glad that it's working. I think he'll do okay under Kellen Moore.
It's going to be a situation this year. They're both going to probably start about the same amount of games. I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably. They cut Clyde Edwards-Helaire too today, which whatever.
Because I'm sure they're going to want to see what they have in Shuck, especially if they end up picking as high as we both think that they're going to pick, and whether or not they need to invest that pick into a quarterback.
I mean, do you think about how bad a situation Mike McCarthy turned the job down? Mike McCarthy said, I would rather not coach this year than coach in the Saints. And not because of the roster or because it's the Saints. It's because of their fucking situation. It's a cancerous situation.
But we all knew, this situation was going to come to a head eventually. There's only, yes, I know we've said multiple times over the course of this show that the salary cap is a fugazi. It's not real. But eventually,
it becomes real. It becomes very real.
And rent is due, and they're finally starting to pay rent now. And I think that they are totally okay with that. They knew it was coming. They probably think it was worth it for the success that they had previously before that. But we knew it was coming, and now they're going to have to deal with the repercussions of that for probably the next 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because I like Kellen Moore a lot. I don't know that he's a head coach, but he was brought in there he's a pig to slaughter. He will be in 3 years when they've only won 10 games in 3 years. He's fired, and McCarthy realized that. It's almost an impossible situation for any coach to come into. 2-15, unfortunately.
Damn, I was gonna say 2-15.
2-15. Picking number 1 overall, Drew Allaire, Garrett Nussmeier, because I don't think Arch is coming out, but I think it's going to be one of those guys. Unfortunate, because what an electric franchise that has been. The house that Breeze built, Mm-hmm. It sucks. It sucks to say because I think the NFL is better when the Saints are good. as a whole. I think there's about 5 to 8 teams where when those teams are good, the NFL is better as a whole. And the Saints are one of them. And fuck, is it going to be ugly, dude?
No, I'll stop you there. Fuck the Saints. There's not a piece of me out there that could give a fuck about the Saints.
See, I feel so bad for them, man. I feel bad for their fans. They did it to themselves, but fuck. Man.
After 2009, I could care less what happens to that franchise.
Fair enough. Insert clip here.
Thugs. Thugs.
Oh boy.
Can't live with it. But
all right.
Fun little episode today.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm excited, dude. It's here. Football's here. You got any shout outs? You got a shout out this week?
No, I used my shout out this morning talking about me getting robbed.
Okay, fair enough. I've got one. So, big reason that we didn't have a pod last week was because I was on the road for work, traveling. When you travel for work, you get a per diem, and you try to keep things tight because, normally the per diem money isn't quite enough to get you by, right? So my shout out this week is to the gas station corn dog.
Oh.
Okay? I've had good ones. I've had terrible ones. Reliable. It's a reliable choice. I had probably, in the course of 3 days, 4 gas station corn dogs.
Are you getting like the foot-long sized ones too?
Nope. Just a regular old Joe off the roller.
I can't trust any of the food that I see on those little belts.
Brother, listen, I'm a
You know how long those things have probably been sitting there?
Yeah, so it's cooked.
Fuck, man.
Listen, I will always be and always have been a proponent of the roller dog in all forms, taquito, tornado, whatever you call him. I get it. He's a fat guy. I get it. I'm going to go ahead and be the marketing and the front runner for the corn dog off the roller, the hot dog, whatever you want.
Yeah, you're still breathing, it looks like.
Nice, still kicking.
And from what I've heard or not heard, haven't heard of any explosive bouts in the bathroom since you've gotten back. So I'm assuming that
tried and true,
body
baby.
handled it just fine.
This body, listen, there's enough microplastic in this thing, nothing's going to stick anymore.
Yeah, these bodies are already fucked. They can handle a gas station corn dog.
At least. So.
Cool. Well, folks, we will catch you on next week's episode. As always, make sure to leave us a like, comment, subscribe, follow, tell somebody to give us a listen, and we will catch you next week.
See you.
Peace.